Meanwhile, there is another investigation underway, this one in Bohol, and this time over the reported sighting of an underwater drone there. A video of the silver and red drone floating near a fisherman's boat circulated online since last week, and allegedly the fisherman chose to not retrieve the drone because he was afraid of it. The AFP is appealing to the person who discovered the device to immediately coordinate with them so they can retrieve it and ensure proper handling and inspection. Let's get more details now on this from we have with us tonight Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, Philippine Navy spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, and he joins us on the line. Good evening, Rear Admiral.
Yes, good evening, ladies.
Good evening, sir. First off, let's talk about the drone, the alleged drone sighting in Bohol. Can you give us more details on it? Have you managed to track down the source of the video?
Yes, this was actually in July by a fisherman in Bohol. And then, hindi niya ito nailabas kasi hindi niya alam kung anong gagawin niya sa picture. Yung item iniwan niya sapagkat hindi niya alam ano to, baka may sasabog o what. It was only recently when he saw the battle zone na nailabas niya ito. Na-contact naman siya ng Naval Forces Central. And we confirmed na last year pa nga yung picture na nakuha niya.
Okay, last year pa po ito, is there no possibility that it could still be in our waters, or is there a way to track these drones kung ganyan po napalutang-lutang?
Yes, actually, binalikan kinokontak ng ating Naval Forces Central in Cebu na trying to get back to the location kung saan niya nakuha ng picture. Just to be sure na it is still there or makita pa nila or ma-retrieve pa natin.
Just to clarify, Rear Admiral, nung nakita nung fisherman itong drone, did he report it, apart from taking a video, obviously, was he able to report it to anyone there, Coast Guard or yung LGU niya, or did he just keep quiet about it?
Ang report sa atin ng Naval Forces Central is when they talk with the individual, the fisherman, si Rodel Alcalde, he just mentioned that natakot siya sapagkat hindi niya alam. It looked like a torpedo to him. So he got a picture of it and then na-videohan niya, then iniwan niya. Only recently when he saw the yellow drone from Masbate na nagpa-viral, did he bring out his video and pictures.
Rear Admiral, have we identified the drone that we're seeing in the video and what kind of data it can get?
Yes, just based on the video and the pictures. Ito ay kapareho ng yellow drone and the red drone that was recovered in Initaw, Misamis Oriental. So we could say that most likely, parehas ang objective ng drone na to collect bathymetric data.
I'm sorry, to collect what?
To collect bathymetric data. Okay. Depth of water, salinity, temperature.
Underwater data, no, in plain speak, Rear Admiral. Yeah. So in any case, I was wondering about the colors because nung lumabas yung blue and yellow drone sa Masbate, ginugol ko po at parang halos lahat. And I remember, Gretch, naalala mo, tinatanong kita, bakit ba lahat sila yellow? And then,
baka kasi kita underwater. Pero marami pa palang kulay.
Yun nga, meron palang itong kulay na medyo gray and red. Rear Admiral, meron bang sense kung ano yung kulay? Like, does it mean it belongs to whoever? Ganon, kumbaga, country colors ba yan? Or what?
As of now, we have not established any correlation with the color, pattern, and the use of the glider drone. But generally, these are used to collect data underwater. We call this bathymetric data.
Bathymetric data, yon. Napakahirap i-spell, no, Rear Admiral. But I'm just concerned because of this drone and the blue and yellow one from Masbate, you guys are actually reported na 5 po ang underwater drones that you guys found for the whole of 2024. Have you been able to establish a connection between these drones, except for this one from Bohol, of course, because we haven't found it, but the other 4, may connection po ba?
Yes, yung una sa lahat, lady, yung mga fishermen natin naka-report sa atin. And then, nakuha lang natin. So, yung unang drone na nakuha sa Calayan Island in the northern part of the country, natapos ng forensics nito, at nakita nga natin na it is used to collect bathymetric data. Ito ay kulay itim. Yung sumunod ay kulay itim din also in Calayan Island. Yung pangatlo, another black one which was found in Pasukin, Ilocos Sur. And then yung yellow, yung red sa may Initaw, Misamis Oriental, and the yellow one in Masbate. Ang masabi ko lang, generally, these are used to collect data, underwater data or bathymetric data.
Okay. Apart from military purposes and collecting data for military purposes, Rear Admiral, pwede bang, possibly bang inosente lang itong mga drones? Like maybe may mga nag-doctorate students, hobbyists, marine biologists or whatnot?
Yes, it's possible. But what is common here is that these are used to collect data underwater, and this information could be used for economic purposes. This could be used for scientific research. It could also be used for military applications.
Okay, recently kasi we were talking about yung nahuli po sa Makati na Chinese national that he was mapping out certain infrastructure using LiDAR and some equipment that could easily be purchased online. These things look like they're a bit harder to procure, no? But do you think this is doing, can these drones do those things? Kumbaga, i-map yung underwater features, yung continental shelf, or all those?
Actually, that was my question too. What specifically can it map out? Ano yung data can it collect?
Which one, the drones or yung sa Chinese national?
Both. Well, not the Chinese national because that's beyond your remit,
Yeah.
pero yung the drones po.
Yes, yung sa drones, this gives us information about underwater information. Depth of water, salinity, sound propagation, temperature. All of this information are critical. They have economic use, they have academic use, they also have military use.
Ito po ay yung pinaka-late po na, ito pong nakita po sa Bohol. Pag titignan niyo po yung mapa natin, ang Bohol ay nasa may dulo ng Visayas before Mindanao. Technically, these are internal waters. Ito po mga underwater drones ay nasa internal waters, itong 5 po na nakita po ninyo.
What is common among the 5? Among the 6, isama ko na yung sa Bohol, is except for the one found in Pasukin, yung 2 sa Calayan, yung isa sa Masbate, isa sa Initaw, isa sa Bohol. All of these are along our choke points or international sea lanes.
Oh, that's very
So when
interesting.
you say Calayan Island, Norte, you're looking at Balintang or Basi Channel, Northern Passage yan. Yung Masbate, that is just west of San Bernardino Strait. Yung sa Bohol and sa Initaw, Misamis Oriental, this is west of Surigao Strait.
Yes.
So lahat ito ay mga choke points or mga dinadaanan. Critical areas to. Kumbaga kung sa lupa ito, these are mobility corridors.
And if these would be compromised, then it would restrict our movement going outward. Is that correct?
Not really compromised. If anybody would need data on the underwater environment, if they have plans of passing there beneath the surface.
You're talking like if there was, for example, a submarine, yun yung mga data na kailangan niya, the bathymetric data, para alam niya saan siya dadaan. Para bang Google Maps underwater, ganon, Rear Admiral?
Parang ganon na. They need the information and also the propagation of sound. How does sound travel in these restricted areas?
How sound travels.
Yeah.
Because it could also be used as a weapon. Remember in Sandy Cay, merong mga sonar,
sonar equipment.
Na ginawa para mabingi yung mga nagsasurvey dun sa ilalim.
And is that why, Rear Admiral, you know, a few days ago you reported as saying that you feel like there is a deliberate and calculated move to map out the Philippines by a foreign power, quote unquote?
Yes, we don't have to look far. We just have to connect the dots and without naming any foreign power. These incidents are not happening in isolation.
Okay.
If we connect the dots, yung political figure natin with a dubious background, yung foreign nationals na nahuli sa Palawan with fake government ID, yung mga foreign nationals with fake birth certificate of the Philippines, yung nahuling national last week yung last year, yung drones. All of these seem to point to a pattern of a foreign power trying to know more information about the country.
What gives you such confidence that there is a connection to all of these, connection amongst all of these incidents?
Again, I mentioned, ladies, that these incidents do not happen in isolation. There is a pattern. There seems to be a pattern already. Now, it would take more studies or more scientific proof or evidence to say kung ano talaga ito. Sino talaga ang may kagagawa nito.
I'm curious lang, while we're on the topic, Rear Admiral, meron bang mga rules tayo or laws or guidelines, international or local or both, governing the use of these underwater drones? May ganun po ba?
What I know of is the conduct of researches within the EEZ of a coastal state. Different coastal states would have different practices because UNCLOS is silent on that. For example, the United States, they allow, or for them it is okay to conduct military research within the EEZ of a country because these are not economic in nature. But for them to conduct economic research on the EEZ of a country, it is not allowed. Other countries would have different practices, how to enforce that.
So to simplify it, Rear Admiral, kung meron kang drone, whether the purpose is military, academic, or commercial, kailangan magpaalam pag nasa loob ng EEZ?
In the ideal world, yes, kailangan magpaalam.
Okay.
Kailangan magpaalam.
Rear Admiral, tayo po ay tinutulungan ng ibang bansa para magkaroon tayo ng mga satellites to be able to track movements in the West Philippine Sea. Do we have capability to track drones, or is this still out of our reach?
Unless we are given a specific area and told what to look for, these are quite small, 3 meters, 3.5 meters in length. Hindi ganun kalapad. So it will really be difficult. And kung submerged sila, mahirap mahanap ito. Unless we get the information, especially from our fisher folks.
What is our policy when we see a drone? Because we can't issue challenges to it. Wala po ba yung parang shoot it down? O, meron po ba tayong protocol na ganon?
Kung nasa dagat, wala pa tayong guidance yan, but it is assumed na ito ay walang pahintulot. So ang guidance natin, ang sinasabi natin sa ating mga fisher folks, maging alerto, magmasid sa karagatan. If they see anything suspicious, kung makuha nila o ma-report sa authorities, mas kailangan natin yon, yung report nila.
Okay. Rear Admiral, you don't want to name countries, and I understand your position, but I am going to bring up China here because actually they were asked about it. During a regular press conference, the Chinese Foreign Ministry was asked about the NBI saying that they found an alleged Chinese spy, about General Romeo Browner saying the spy was found near U.S. military bases in the Philippines, and also Justice Secretary Boying Remulla saying they would ensure an airtight case. And the response of the Chinese was, "We hope the Philippines will stick to the fact, stop shadow chasing, stop peddling the so-called Chinese spy story, and earnestly protect the lawful rights and interests of Chinese nationals in the Philippines." Could I have your response to that, please?
Yes, the Chief of Staff and other government officials already mentioned China. When I was saying that there seems to be a pattern, I'm referring to the entire picture of all the other incidents. So to correlate this just because of one incident, I believe I'm not in the position, or it's not yet the right time for that. But on the statement of the SILG and the Chief of Staff and other government officials, yes, they have already mentioned that this is a Chinese national, he's been living in the Philippines for 10 years, married to a Filipina. And I believe when they say that, they have all the proof or the evidence to be able to ensure that it will stand the test of any test, any trial, any case.
So reading between the lines, does that mean also when we refer to foreign power, we're not necessarily just referring to China? There could be others?
For this situation I was referring to, that connecting all the dots, I would not yet say what particular country.